This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application.
All right, well, we'll see if we can't reach the North Pole for Hopper. Calling North Pole, calling Santa, calling North Pole, calling Santa. Come in, Santa, over. Okay, let me look at my magic snow globe in South Carolina. Hopper! I see Hopper. Can you hear Santa?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy, so polite, too. Oh, boy. Well, Hopper, what would you like Santa to bring you for Christmas?
I want a VR headset, a drone, and like a puzzle box where there's like hidden buttons and knobs, and you have to find like a combination to open it.
Oh, boy, those are a lot of fun. Okay, I wrote all that down on my list. A virtual reality headset and all that. Wow! You like electronics. Boy, oh boy, it's some good stuff. You'll have a lot of fun with that. All right. You going to leave me out some milk and cookies and a carrot or two for the reindeer tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, terrific. And you were on the good list. Wow. Okay, I'll tell you what, on the count of three, give me a big ho, 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 Merry Christmas. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ho, ho, Merry Christmas!
That was terrific. A reindeer jumping up and down. The elves are dancing. Oh, boy, that was great. Back to my relay in Alabama.
Central Guards, Little Permits, sounds like Broadcasting County East, Central, and West. Be on the lookout for a male subject described as large and jolly with white hair, rosy cheeks, and a long white beard. Subject is known as Kris Kringle, a.k.a. Santa Claus, a.k.a. Saint Nick. Subject was last seen wearing a red jumpsuit trimmed with white faux fur, black boots, carrying a large bag filled with toys, and a long list of names belonging to good girls and boys. Subject was last seen occupying a large sleigh with North Pole tag Jolly 1 and guided by a red-nosed reindeer named Rudolph, followed by 8 other reindeer. Subject may be flying from rooftop to rooftop, leaving toys behind. If subject is located, do not detain or apprehend, but rather assist him in spreading goodwill and cheer to all the girls and boys in Hamilton County. Really, Hamilton County at 108.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
The Triple Nickel Simplex Society and 4TNS wishes everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and they invite everyone to give a Christmas greeting on 146.555 or the N4TNS repeaters or Echolink on K3IS-L, where John, N3XKD, will be recording all the radio traffic and will release an edited greetings on the web for all to enjoy. Hopefully a lot of you got HF radios for Christmas. The future looks very bright for HF communications. Solar Cycle 25 is expected to peak in July of 2025 with a projected sunspot number of 115. This means we're about to hit the best 12 months of radio propagation that you may ever experience in your entire lifetime. And the next 24 to 36 months will be outstanding. So if you've been thinking about getting into amateur radio and get your license, the time is never better. And if you're considering upgrading your license to general or extra, the time to start studying is now, and go take that test so that you too can enjoy all the radio fun. Congratulations to Jim, WA4VOC, the Bullitt County Amateur Radio Society Ham Radio Operator of the Year. The Southwest Ohio DX Association, in conjunction with ICOM America Incorporated, is announcing a program to recognize and reward amateur radio operators who have played a key role in helping other amateur radio operators achieve DXCC. The purpose of this program is not to bring recognition to those that achieve DXCC, but rather recognize those amateurs that assist others in achieving their first 100 confirmed entities. There's an application form and a judging committee staffed by SWODXA representatives and a representative from both the NCDXF and the INDEXA. Those amateurs receiving the mentoring must be under 30 years of age during the calendar year for the award. The intent of targeting this audience is to attract and retain those amateurs that are most likely to remain engaged in the hobby after achieving DXCC. More information and entry form can be found at swodxa.org/dx-mentor-program or by emailing thedxmentor@gmail.com. Hank Cantrell, W4HTB of Bowling Green, Kentucky, has become a silent key. He was first licensed in 1954 and retired as an electronic engineer in 1998. He did a lot of experimenting with amateur fast scan TV and digital slow scan TV. He was also involved in Earth-Moon-Earth communications. His signals will be greatly missed. The ARRL has over 100 scholarships up for grabs, ranging from $500 to $25,000. So if your children or you hold an amateur radio license and would like some help with that tuition, you might want to apply for one of these scholarships. For more information or to apply, go to ARRL.org/scholarship-program. Time to dust off that equipment and get warmed up for the month-long VHF and UHF event called Winter Heat, which was created to provide an opportunity for operators to test their VHF and UHF equipment over an extended period of time. And the event also provides emergency communications operators to test their emergency communications plans and procedures. Winter Heat is a VHF UHF simplex event which runs from January 1st to 23:59 UTC on January 31st, 2025. Contacts can be made over any FM voice or digital Fusion D-Star DMR, but it has to be simplex contacts. This is the 6th year for the event Winter Heat, with over 785 participants and 214,000 contacts during last year's event. To learn how you can enjoy this event, go to hamactive.com. Would you like to win a radio simply by being a net control station for a net? Well, the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club is getting serious on encouraging all members to take a turn as net control for the weekly net on the 146.79 WB4WS repeater with a PL tone of 123.0 by giving away a Quanshang K5 radio with the F4WHN firmware already installed. It was donated by Doug Cooper, KE4DTC. You can win this by volunteering for net control or net logger duties sometime between January 1st and March 31st. Each volunteer will get a chance to win the radio for each net control or net logger duties they perform. The winner will be drawn and announced at the April club meeting. So if you would like a chance to win this great radio, all you got to do is volunteer to be net control or net logger by emailing netmanager Al, WB8RGE, at WB8RGE@gmail.com. Do you know an amateur radio operator between the age of 15 and 25? Well, there's a great opportunity for them if you do. The camper application period opened up on December 1st, 2024 at the youthontheair.org for the Youth on the Air Camp of the Americas, June 15th through the 20th, 2025 in the Denver area of Thornton, Colorado. This is a great opportunity for young amateur radio operators to learn a lot about the hobby. Eligible youth are licensed amateur radio operators between the age of 15 and 25. Up to 50 campers will be accepted, and the priority is given to those first-time attendees. For more information about the event, go to youthontheair.org/Denver 2025 or contact Camp Director Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, at director@youthontheair.org. From December 25th, 2024 through January 5th, 2025, the International Space Station will be conducting Expedition 72 ARISS Series 23 Slow Scan TV Experiment, transmitting slow scan TV images on 145.800 using PD-120 with a series of 12 separate images. You don't even have to be an amateur radio operator to receive and decode these slow scan TV images by using a receiver tuned to 145.800 and an app on your computer or cell phone or tablet to decode the PD-120 transmissions. You can also submit your downloaded images for awards. For more information, go to ariss-usa.org/ariss_SSTV. January 4th, 2025 is the ARRL Kids Day from 1800 hours UTC to 23:59 UTC. This event is to give young people the opportunity to get some radio experience on the air and to develop in them the desire for them to get their amateur radio license. So get a group of young scouts, church group, or general public, and let's get those kids on the air. On January 7th, the Okayan Amateur Radio Society will meet at 7:30 p.m. at the Arlington Heights Village Town Hall. On January 18, 2025, from 3 p.m. Eastern Time to 6 p.m. Eastern Time is the Ohio Aries VHF Simplex Contest. This coincides with the ARRL VHF contest, so QSOs can be made to count towards both contests. Rules can be found at ohiosimplex.org/rules and the ARRL contest at arrl.org/January-VHF. On January 20th at 7 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will meet at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where there will be a presentation on the Civil Air Patrol communications. On January 27th, the Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky, KY6ET, will meet at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where the training team will do a presentation on portable operations with a special emphasis on portable antenna design, specifically 2-meter antennas that are easy to build like the 2-meter J-pole. So if you would like to learn about portable antenna builds that you could use in an emergency situation, come on out to the meeting.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com. David, AD4CC, and the WW4KY group has announced that the 224.400 repeater with a PL tone of 100 Hz is now located in Walton, Kentucky, and has developed a water in the coax problem. David is working on replacing the affected feed line and looking to get it back on the air sometime in the middle of January. The West Central Indiana linked repeater system is expanding. Currently, the W9SMJ repeater on 442.575, the WB9ARC repeater on 443.675, and the WC9IN repeater on 444.825 are all linked, but they are adding the 146.955 repeater in Galveston and the 442.525 repeater in Russiaville in early January. These 5 repeaters will provide a big footprint to connect amateur radio operators in several Indiana counties.
Hamfest.
On Sunday, January 19, 2025, is the Sunday Creek Amateur Radio Federation Hamfest at the Shade Community Center, 2380 Old US 33 in Shade, Ohio. For more information, email Jeremy, KCAQDQ, at JERAMY_DUNCAN@yahoo.com.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On January 11th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will host an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On Saturday, January 18, 2025 at 10 a.m., an amateur radio testing session will be held at the Clark County Emergency Operations Center, 200 Maryland Avenue in Winchester, Kentucky. For more information, contact Darrell Epperson, AC4YD at 859-771-1834. On January 20th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ, at MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On January 25th at 9 a.m., the Dial Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 6032 Morris Road in Hamilton, Ohio. To register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions/DIAL. On February 8th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will host an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: WX4GPS, KN4COE, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.